Avatar. The last Airbender introduces Firebending, a mechanic that rewrites red mana generation by turning combat into your ramp phase. Instead of tapping lands, creatures with Firebending create temporary red mana when they attack, mana that vanishes at end of combat. That creates real tension. Spend it on activated abilities, instant speed tricks, or flash creatures during combat, or lose it entirely. 5 cards unlock Firebending's full potential, transforming it from a neat combat trick into archetype fuel across Standard, Limited, and Commander. Fire Lord Azula costs 2 generic, 2 black, and 2 red for a 4/4 legendary creature. Her oracle text reads, Firebending 2. Whenever you cast a spell while Fire Lord Azula is attacking, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. That Firebending 2 gives you 2 red mana when she attacks, persisting until end of combat. The real payoff is the spell copying trigger. Cast any instant, flash creature, or flash enchantment while Azula is in the red zone, and you duplicate it, doubling up on combat tricks like deflecting SWAT or flashing in 2 creatures off a single card. This turns combat into a spell-slinging window, forcing opponents to respect instant speed interaction when they are focused on blocking. In Commander, Azula shines in Grixis builds loaded with flash permanents and high-impact instants. In Limited, even modest combat tricks become card advantage engines. Sozin's Comet, a sorcery costing 3 generic and 2 red, reads, Each creature you control gains Firebending 5 until end of turn. Foretell 2 red mana. This is the ceiling for Firebending mana generation in a single turn. Control 5 creatures, cast Sozin's Comet, then swing with all of them, and you generate 25 red mana during combat. Enough for X damage spells like Comet Storm, or to fuel activated abilities across your board. Foretell adds tactical flexibility. Exile it for 2 red on a previous turn, then cast it at declare attackers when your board is assembled, responding dynamically to opponent development. According to EDHREC, Sozin's Comet appears in 84% of Ozai, the Phoenix King Commander decks. Firebender Ascension costs 1 generic and 1 red for an enchantment that reads, When this enchantment enters, create a 2/2 red soldier creature, token with Firebending 1. Whenever a creature you control attacking causes a triggered ability of that creature to trigger, put a quest counter on this enchantment. Then if it has 4 or more quest counters on it, you may copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. The entry token gives you immediate board presence and starts accumulating quest counters, since Firebending itself is a triggered ability. Hit 4 counters, usually within 2 to 3 attack steps, and every subsequent attack trigger gets copied. In Standard, this doubles Firebending mana and prowess triggers. In Commander, pairing Ascension with Ishin, 2 heavens as 1 quadruples attack triggers, creating exponential value. Firelord Zuko costs 1 generic, 1 red, and 1 green for a legendary creature. His oracle text reads, Whenever you cast a spell from exile, and whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Firebending X, where X is Firelord Zuko's power. Zuko bridges Firebending and exile mechanics beautifully. Each time you blink him with Felidar Guardian or cast a spell from exile, he grows, and his Firebending scales with his power. A simple blink loop rapidly turns Zuko into a massive Firebending engine, generating escalating red mana with every attack while distributing counters across your board. Ozai, the Phoenix King, costs 2 generic, 2 black, and 2 red for a 7/7 legendary creature with trample, Firebending 4, haste, and this text. If you would lose unspent mana, that mana becomes red instead. Ozai has flying and indestructible as long as you have 6 or more unspent mana. Ozai fundamentally solves Firebending's core limitation by converting mana that would empty from your pool into persistent red mana. Attack with Ozai, generate 4 red, spend 2, and the remaining 2 red stays in your pool into your main phase and beyond. Accumulate 6 or more unspent mana, and Ozai gains flying and indestructible, rewarding you for hoarding resources. This transforms Firebending from spend it or lose it into a mana storage strategy, enabling dramatic mid-turn plays or next-turn explosions. These 5 cards create a cohesive Firebending ecosystem. Azula copies spells fueled by Firebending mana. Sozin's Comet amplifies creature boards into mana factories. Firebender Ascension doubles the triggers those creatures produce. Zuko scales alongside blink strategies while generating escalating mana. Ozai banks all that temporary mana into permanent resources. Whether you are building black-red firebending aggro in Standard, drafting Go Wide in Limited, or commanding an Ozai mana sink deck, these 5 cards define how firebending transitions from mechanic to archetype. For more breakdowns of how narrative design shapes competitive play, head to the ManaLore channel.